Unit 2, the change in music industry lesson. As always, you see there is a pre-listening quiz that you should complete before starting to work on this lecture. There is a text, intellectual property and the music business, just to introduce you to these ideas, and a little bit of vocabulary work. So please do this. So pause this video tutorial, complete the quiz, and then get back to the lesson. Welcome back. So you've done the quiz. Now let's look at the handout and download it. So here I have it. Today's skills focus is recognizing lecture language that signals repetition. Yeah? Because often in a lecture, professors repeat things, especially ideas that are important. And if we notice that some ideas are repeated, it means they're definitely significant and you need to take note of them. Or sometimes they're just difficult and professor wants to clarify them. Okay, so these are the expressions that signal that now there will be repetition. In other words, what I mean is, so what I'm saying is, that is, as I said, let me say that another way. You can think of more examples to add to the list. Now let's look at this excerpt from a lecture about copyright law. Underline and label lecture language, the original phrase, yeah, and the lecture language that signals the repetition and the new phrase. Excuse me, underline and label the original phrase, the lecture language that signals the repetition and the new phrase. Okay? So there will be one phrase that is repeated after that, and between them should be lecture language. Okay? One of these. Please stop this video, pause this video tutorial and complete the task. Welcome back. So let's have a look. There have been many legal battles. Sony was not legally responsible. Yeah, that is the original phrase, which is to say is lecture language, and that is the new phrase, paraphrasing or repetition of the original phrase. Okay, so next, they said that it was true that many people use the video recorder to tape, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. So this is the original phrase. This is the lecture language to signal repetition, and this is repetition of this idea. Okay? So when you are taking notes in your lecture, when you're answering the questions about these ideas, you can use either the original one or repetition. That would mean the same. Okay. Now let's practice this in a short lecture. So the short lecture is in the lesson folder. This one, mini lecture, 2 minutes 27 seconds. Listen to the lecture, and first we are interested in the general ideas. So true or false next to each statement. Pause this video tutorial and listen to the mini lecture and write true, false, true or false. Okay, welcome back. So, what do we have? False. Because not everyone agrees, okay? True. And the last one is false. Because you know, yeah, that it doesn't end. It lasts much longer, yeah? How many years? We will write it now. So listen to the short lecture again. So now, We are writing down the lecture language that we hear. There will be 5 examples of them. Okay. In this mini lecture, the speaker uses repetition either to clarify something or to emphasize the idea. Okay. So pause this video tutorial, listen to this again once or twice, and write down the lecture language and the idea that is repeated. Start. Welcome back. So, the first one, in other words, right? And the idea is, he's talking about weakening the current copyright law. Yeah, weakening. Yeah, to making it less strict. Second one, what I mean is, okay, so what do I mean? Is that initially, yeah, copyright was meant to encourage innovation, or you can write to motivate people to create. Yeah, so that's the idea. Next one, 3, lecture language. That is, yeah, just like this, short. And what is the idea? Is that after a creator dies, yeah, the copyright protection lasts for 70 years, yeah, after the person dies. Next one, number 4, what I am saying is, so what am I saying? I'm saying that all new creations, all new creative works, yes, are protected automatically in the USA. And the last one, let me say that another way. So what is the idea? Is that too much, yes, too much of copyright protection is bad for innovation. Yeah, something like this. So you are free to paraphrase, yes, slightly the language from the lecture, as long as the idea is the same. Okay, good. Now do not watch. Listen to the lecture, because in your final exam you will listen to it. And let's practice taking notes. I really suggest you, at least for the first time when you listen to the lecture, take notes. After you've taken notes, after you've listened once and taken notes, you can have a look at my lecture notes that I took when I was listening to this lecture. Have a look. They're all individual, I understand, different, but this is a good example. Okay. Now, listen to the second time, and you can either answer the questions here, okay, in this handout, or go straight to Schoology and type your answers in this lecture questions quiz. Okay, choose what is better for you. Yeah, but remember that in the final exam you will have 1 minute to look at the questions, then you will listen to the lecture twice, and at the same time as you are listening you will have to answer the questions. Okay, so decide for yourself how you are going to work. As always, I will go through every submission and I will add points if you gave the correct answer. Okay, the answer keys will be in the question quiz, and after the deadline, I will unpublish the tape script as well. Okay, good luck, start working.